Hi everyone, this is Daizen. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're gonna show you how we can create a cool volcano destruction using the latest DestructionX digital asset. We introduce it in this video. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. You see, we have this volcano from Sketchfab, and the size it's so important at the first place. You see, we have a small volcano or mountain, so always compare it with the simple cube to see the size it's okay or not. Okay, that's good for now, and I wanna have some explosion in here. So let's begin with the sphere, and maybe let me bring it down, and yeah, let's use translate and a little bit up. So I want to have explosion for this sphere using the latest DestructionX. Okay, this is a new minor version, bug fixes and some improvement. And you see we don't have any pieces now. We need to disable that and create a fracture phase, and as you can see, this is good, and I don't want any noise. Okay, yeah, that's our pieces, as you can see, and we have this collision as a ground, but instead of that, I want to disable it and enable this collision mountain, you see, by connected to the third input. And I want to have some trigger. I want to use pyro burst now. You see this pyro burst, and with this transformation, and as you can see, we have something like that. This is simple stuff without doing a lot of node setup and parameter tweaking. And as you can see, this is simple. This is our trigger. And let me see, you see we have internal trigger now, set it by default, and you see we have too much force. First, let me offset the start frame, and let me decrease time scale because I want to simulate the large scene scale. And you see, still we have a lot of force. We can tweak the velocity scale in here. You see, that's simple. And maybe, yeah, let me reset that using this start frame. This is some issue about pyro burst, and boom, you see we have something. Wow, I love it. I love this simulation. So let's cache that, and as you can see, we have cache simulation now. And let's create another DestructionX, call it EXP for explosion. And first of all, you see we have a simulation input. Let's see the impact is detected or not. You see we have the impact is detected at the point we want. And let's enable effect, and let's enable explosion, and boom, we have some explosion apply automatically with automatic impact detection. And you see we have some explosion. We can manipulate that and add or modify the energy of duration, and you see we have that. And let me duplicate that. Let's make it shock for shockwave, and let me enable shockwave, and let's play and see what we got. Boom, you see, just with duplicate and enable some parameter, you have complete effect. You see we have the shockwave now, and this is cool, including the geometry collision. And we're gonna duplicate that for trail. And as you can see, let me disable that, and let's go for the fragment impact, because the trail it's caused by the fragment impact. Okay, let me enable the selection, and we can of course filter the selection using this U button for give us some feedback of the size and speed. And you see we have this random selection by the size now. Not random, actually we specified the mid and max range. And now let me merge all these effects together. You see when I enable that, all this generated source will come together. But I need, instead of point, I need VDB. I want to feed that to pyro rather than anything else. You see, now we have all the effect. You see, we have the explosion, which is we can enable the fire or both field. It will apply burn and density together. And we have the shockwave, which is just a smoke. And I can increase field distance to multiply the density. This is basically multiplier for the density, and we can adjust voxel size and particle separation, etc. in here. And we have the trail. Oops, I didn't enable the trail actually. Let me enable it in here. I just select the pieces. That's my mistake. Okay, let's calculate, and you see, let's enable the trail, and you see we have something like that. We can increase the field distance, and voila. You see, we have all these pieces, and we can normalize that and the particle size, etc. You see, all these tools in one package is for you. So with that, you can easily connect that to the pyro solver, and let's merge and let's see what we got out of the box. And let's have a flipbook, and yeah, this is our result. You see, not bad. We have a lot of buoyancy and velocity, and we need to change this velocity generator for the shockwave, and let's do that. Okay, first let's increase the quality by increasing this voxel size of pyro and the time scale, okay, for the large scene, and let's decrease the velocity and the buoyancy, and let's have some these noises disruption and shredding, and let's see what we got. You see, much better. Okay, we need this, and now I want to change the shock wave, maybe the explosion. You see the shock wave, it's not pleasing. So yeah, the shock wave is set to normal. You see, I want to set it to the growth movement. Let's go here and force, and let's make it the velocity for growth movement, and maybe some randomness to the edge and body, and let's make it faster to grow. And yeah, this is our explosion. Let me change the look of the explosion. Yeah, we can have something like that, maybe the size, and yeah, that's good for now. Maybe let's bring the buoyancy, yeah, a little bit down, and disruption, I want to have the smoke more on the scene without any disappearing. So now let's see what we got. Boom, that's already cool. You see, the shockwave movement is better now, and we have the smoke more on the scene, and the explosion, yeah, it's okay. And maybe let's do something about it. Let's go to the explosion, and as you can see, the explosion is to persist. Maybe let's bring it down, and let's see. You see, we have it for 3 frame, and let's create a camera. I want to add smart camera shake using this shockwave amazing future, and let's go to here and select our camera. You see, it will detect the impact and it will apply a shockwave. You see, that's amazing without doing anything fancy and technical. Of course, you can adjust the noise and the distance. This is the offset for the explosion, because the explosion is so far. So until the shockwave reaches our eyes or our camera, it will take some seconds. So you can adjust this offset by distance. So now something with these noises and field intensity. And before I show you, let me enable turbulence in here, and increase some noises of the smoke, and boom, you see, wow. That's so cool, honestly. Amazing. You see, we have the noise camera shake and this trail. Boy, love it. But yeah, this explosion is not doing any good. So I need to make this one maybe, I want to add first a more offset to this camera shake and the explosion. Let's go otherwise. Let's increase the duration. So I want more growth to this explosion, and maybe we could here, maybe let's increase that, and something with substep, and let's see the result. And boom, you see the explosion, it's better, and we have more shockwave movement and trail. You see, you just art direct your simulation, not any technical fancy stuff, not any extra node, not any extra knowledge. You see, just some parameter and some art direction of simulation. You see, all these parameter in these digital assets will give you a hand for art direct your simulation. You see that? And this is the result. As you can see now, we're gonna add some spark to it using our fancy SparkX digital asset. For example, I wanna add some debris to the explosion. You see, let me create a null. This is a new SparkX 0.3, and we're gonna add debris for this VDB. You see, that's awesome. And let's go here and let's go to the element debris and let's enable that. Maybe decrease the size, and amount here, maybe that. And let me enable the gravity here, -10 in y-axis, and time scale for large simulation as we talked about before. And let's see it together, and the second input will go to the collision. I want this debris collide with our mountain. You see, we have some debris in here, you see, on the collision. And let's go to another one. For example, I want to add a lightning using this electricity element, and you see we have something like that drives by velocity, and this is awesome. But we need to change a color first. Let me delete this ramp, and let's go with the yellow, and we can change this length and amount and this angle. And let me see it. It's too big. Maybe let's decrease it to 2 or 1, and the amount to 3, and let's see it. You see, we have some craziness, but it's too much. It's emphasize the explosion. Maybe let's bring it to 1. I want a slightly of lightning effect, and you see we have something. It's there, but that's awesome, but it's not obvious. I don't want some craziness because the explosion, it's too great. I don't want to ruin it. So I create another SparkX for debris of shockwave. I want a debris slides on the mountain, so that's why I'm using this shockwave output, which is VDB, and maybe changing this size and the speed. So let me see. And I want to create another one for crazy particle, crazy spark. I want to name it like that. And this is the color. I enable the particle And let me show you without merging that. You see we have some craziness, and let's go with that, yeah, and maybe changing the speed. And let's go to the beam effect. This is amazing for magical particle. You see, if you want to be amazing, you can have the gradient in here, and you can adjust the p scale, fallout, and this ramp by density. You see this one, let me change it. So you see we have something like that, and I want to have some particle, magical particle, to this explosion. The possibility is endless. You can have much effect you want, and you see that's amazing. Maybe now let's merge it and let's see it together, and boom, you see that's amazing. And this is the result. I'm honestly love it. Okay, this is SparkX and DestructionX working together, and if you're interested, is available on the website on the description. And yeah, see you in the next one. Goodbye.